We're still in vehicle mode. Let's give some comparison to the other Siege class cars. Over here you can see on the left of Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Mr. Sand coming back at you with another review. And normally you see me in this spot when we're at the end of a review, but this time I had just gotten done with my G.I. Joe sideshow and the Hot Toys version of Snake Eyes, which you probably already saw or you didn't see, and if you didn't see, that's no big deal. In any case, I just wanted to go ahead and make up for some lost time and go ahead and start right away, roughly because it's probably like 3 a.m. right now in Hong Kong, and yeah, I just want to go ahead and get some stuff out of the way because I'm backtracked, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take a look today at Bumblebee. That's right, not just one Bumblebee, but we're going to look at two, but this of course is not really a Bumblebee per se. This one is actually Bug Bite, also another, you could say, I think it's an exclusive item here, and this one here is actually the Netflix Special Edition. So we're going to take a look at these two, and we're going to see how they compare with each other, because I just recently got it virtually just yesterday. Without further ado, let's go ahead and go to the unboxing. Hey folks, so let's go ahead and kick it off with the Netflix version of Bumblebee. This is the box right here. You can see Netflix original series, and we can see there on the bottom it's got its usual logos, which all of the Netflix series boxes have, that have this sort of custom design. And on the back there you have Bumblebee right there. He's got his shield holding, which is basically the roof of his Volkswagen Transformers mode, and he's got his little blaster right here. This by far we all know is going to be his Earth transformation. However, as I recall, I believe from the Netflix and Cybertron, it wasn't actually transformed to this form. I could be wrong. I'll have to double check. In any case, and then of course here we have our little warning distribution sticker from Hong Kong. So if you do actually get a copy of this Bumblebee and you see the sticker in here, you know it's coming from Hong Kong if you did actually order from like an eBay or whatnot. So there we go. Nice box, Netflix original series, and that is pretty much it. And then of course we also have Bug Bite. Bug Bite is a deluxe class, as they've come out with different versions of deluxe class Transformers for the War of Cybertron. So we're pretty much understanding that this is going to be an alternate version of Bumblebee, you could say. Probably going to be the same mold, except again different color, different logos. All right. And so once you take these two out of the boxes, or you could say open the boxes, and I've already just peeled off the other part from this box. There you have it. There is the Netflix version of Bumblebee right there. It looks like he's got a little blaster, or double blasters that can combine into a nice bazooka. There he is right here with his face sculpt, quite nice right there. Definitely Autobot logo there on the front, two parts on the bottom, I believe. Let's see, I'm not sure quite what that attachment is. I'll have to take a look in a little bit. However, it does come with this little red backdrop, and you can see Bumblebee in the back with the Autobot insignia. It also came with this part that looks like part of Teletran 1. I'm assuming this is going to make a backdrop if you buy every single part of this special Netflix series. And here you have the instruction booklet right here. Also quite okay. Of course, we got the warning, has labels on the back. And if we look at Bug Bite, there he is right here. Basically, there he is. He's got his purple blaster. He doesn't come with too many accessories. You got instructions in the back. And if you look at them, and let's see, if we look at them, you know, you can pretty much say they're virtually, I guess you could say, identical, except for the fact that this obviously is not a Volkswagen Bug in the front, because you can take a look, but they do still look like they're coming from the same mold and concept. So we're going to go ahead and have a look real quick. How do they compare up when they're put outside, transformed, and side by side? Alright, here they are completely out of the box, and virtually you can say pretty much both of them look pretty much virtually identical, apart from the fact of the coloration and of course the symbolism, where you can see the Autobot logo on the lower left, is it? Yeah, lower left of his foot, and of course you have the Renegade symbol right here on Bug Bite. But if you look up closely, and let's see if we can take a look. Just again, looking at the facial detailing, it virtually does look ultimately the same mold, only just, again, it's just the paint or the coloration of the mold is completely different. There is virtually no difference between these two models, other than, of course, the back, you can see virtually identical, but of course, this right here, the Bug Bite actually transforms into a sports coupe, while the original Bumblebee transforms into the Volkswagen. As far as their legs go, you can pretty much see, yeah, virtually the same. Virtually virtually the same, just a few minor differences, but pretty much the same figure all in all. And you know, it just goes in hand because obviously this is, you could say, a different version of Bumblebee, and you could say a different parallel universe, mainly brought through like the comics. And in any case, again, another thing is the weaponry. Weaponry, absolutely the same. Both of them have blasters. One, of course, is purple, one is silver. Now, I am not quite sure why they chose to go with the launcher, because again, I'm not a huge professor in this Transform mythology. However, I mean, I just remember that normally Autobot weapons are a bit smaller. It's kind of odd that they go with this huge launcher with it, which is still okay, because these launchers can actually be separated into individual weapons. If you see right here, he can actually have two individual weapons, like so. This is actually, you know, encounter can be just actually two guns. It's almost kind of like select two Autobot blasters or Transformers blasters, one with two clips on the side. And you can just see, I can just peg this right here on the side over here when you take off the back edge. So there's one, and there's the other. So it just basically, pretty much, if you look at it, he's got two blasters, and the same thing can go for the weapons on Bug Bite. Exactly the same mold, absolutely the same. And it just depends. For myself, I think they both look pretty neat. I just don't know why they wouldn't give him, you know, the original blaster that we saw in the Netflix. And of course, if you wanted,
we don't get this hangar sealed, we'll be destroyed too.
to get that Netflix blaster, you needed to purchase the Centurion pack, which you all saw in the past when I did a review on the Centurion drone. They actually have the huge accessory pack, including Optimus Prime's weapons. Let's go ahead and jump a little bit off track and back in track again. Let's look at the articulation on here, the posabilities. So with this Bumblebee here, you can take a look. He, on the side, he can pretty much, he's quite flexible, in fact, other than the fact that his little, you could say, feet that transform, which are virtually the hood of the Volkswagen Beetle, it's a bit bulky. If they had maybe did an engineering where they could probably get rid of this and make it into the standard Transformers, cartoon accurate feet, that would have been a bit better, but I can understand, just because of cost and whatnot, just keep it with the design is fine. It does the trick. It's pretty tight, these joints right here, pretty sturdy. I do like it. You don't see anything loose on this figure whatsoever, and you can see basically he can pretty much as you can see without any blockage from other parts. He can do an okay pose. I mean, he can even go for the split. Obviously, I think all Transformers pretty much can. This is not like you could say a action figure, but a Transformer figure. If this is what you want to use a terminology for, a Transformer figure instead of action figures. Action figures still can kind of say stop with a range of motion. There he is doing a sort of like breakdancing. And same goes with Bug Bite. It's exactly the same mold, so they're going to do exactly the same movement, pretty much, other than it might be maybe a few differences, if you can see. There you go. All right. Looks like everyone's getting into, like, freedom pose, right? All right. Now, keep in mind, the backs are actually removable. That's correct. The backs right here, if you take a look, these can be removed to act as shields, which is actually a really cool feature, if you ask me, because I actually never really saw them use such a device or a shield in the actual cartoon, nor in the Netflix. But that's actually a pretty good, I mean, you can pretty much say this is your standard Scout right here, and he's got his nice shielding, holding his huge bazooka. If you want to use that, I probably bet it actually works better if you use a shorter weapon, kind of like his original blaster. And the same goes here for Bug Bite. Just go ahead and remove the top. As you can see, the peg is right there. Peg it right there on the side. Now, you are going to have to remove this eventually if you want to transform them into car form, vehicle form, because that is what the instructions call for. And plus, you need to, basically, there will be a couple of pegs when you do transform them later, you'll see, that requires you to just unhinge the back part of their car. But you can take a look. It just actually looks pretty good. It is a very nice, cool feature. I do like the fact that you have this nice new feature where you can use part of their armor as a shield, as like a holding shield, but instead of using swords or battle axes or ball and chains, you're actually blasting each other with bazookas. So I don't know how that's going to go about if they were actually going to a duel. Yeah, it's basically pretty much whoever is able to knock off or take out the other person's shield, there you go. That'll be the victor. What I really like about these new line of Transformers that they have designed is the fact that the weaponry really is so versatile, and let me explain. Pretty much a lot of times, okay, these figures, these weapons can be pegged pretty much universally, meaning that they can be switched and added into different areas, even in the instructions don't even show you. For example, if I wanted to just go ahead and unpeg this, if you look, just looking for slots around his whole body, you can see there's one on each of the arms, there's holes right here on the side. If you wish, you can just go ahead and just peg, we can go ahead and peg the shield over here on the side. Doesn't actually have to hold to his hand. So you got a peg right here, okay, to hold the shield, and then you can just basically have him to have 2 blasters, okay, on each hand if you wish. So I can just put this right here, or if I want to, I can put it right here with the other one. Then you got 2 blasters and the shield holding. This gives me a, like, you know, a very, it almost makes me feel this is kind of like Gundam-esque, because in the Gundam models, basically, usually on the Gundam models themselves, they will have attachments that just go directly in the arm. They don't actually have to hold the shield physically. Let's keep that in mind when you do decide whether or not you're going to only purchase one or purchase both, or just get the whole collection. The Bug Bite here, he does have an additional slot on the back, and Bumblebee does not. If that's a deal breaker for you, I don't know if it is or not, then that's something you may consider. Other than that part, I think, again, pretty much both are okay. You know, they're both good figures to definitely collect and add to your collection. If not anything, you can see right again, like I said, I just basically like mix and matching different weaponization accessories right there. So it's really, I mean, he's got like, well, I love this. Actually, I kind of prefer the silver and black as opposed to the his purple and black. Don't get me wrong, I do like the purple and black, but I kind of like, I would say that the silver and black is more a representation of, you would say, a type of transformer type weapon, if you ask me. So that's, there we go. So that, I pretty much put the clip on the opposite end so you can actually still peg it in. If you see, it's reversed on both sides. And what I mentioned earlier before was, if you purchase the Centurion drone, you should have gotten the Weaponizer Pack, which gives you additional accessories for the Siege version, the War on Cybertron version Transformers. One of them including to be the blaster for Bumblebee, which he was given at the end towards Netflix, the 6th episode, I believe, and he was going to basically start to fight back on the side of the Autobots. He was basically going to fight and basically help Optimus Prime after he got the almighty wisdom from Ultron. And there you have it. Here it is. Finally, we can use Bumblebee now with his blaster. Of course, there is actually no special accessory for Bug Bite, but anything that can pretty much peg into his hand or into his side arm slots is still okay. You could use Clip Jumper's weapon right here. It's fine. You could use the, the drill from Ironhide. You can even use this miniature form of Shockwave. But of course, it'd be better if they actually painted this. I've got to get the painting. But better yet, why not give him a Megatron's gun, with Megatron himself right there in gun form, which of course Starscream is supposed to use. And he can, there you go. He can pretty much use Megatron to blast away at any person and any foe that you shall please. There it is. If these were going to duke it out, definitely I would just say that with the Megatron pistol, it is just so hyped up. I could say that yes, Bug Bite probably would take the victory over that war. Okay, now we're going to go straight into transformation mode, and to do this, to demonstrate, we're going to go ahead and start with Bumblebee, the Earthrise version first. Now, what you're going to do is first, you want to go ahead and unpeg the rear top of his car form, and you're going to go ahead and push this peg all the way inside like this, because you don't want it sticking out, and just leave that to the side for the time being. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and open the top front. It's going to come down this way, so look for the peg over here. There's a little slot that you can gently put your nail in and then pull that down. Then you've got his hood right here, and you want to pull that up, all right? And before you securely put this in, what I want you to do next, or with calls for instructions, go ahead and bend the arms back like this, okay? Swing it so that you can see the fists are kind of pointed inwards. Do the same thing with the other side, just like that. And then basically pull this back down and go ahead and try to peg in the top to the hood like there. You might want to put a little bit of pressure, not too much. Make sure you don't want to mess up his very, very nice windshield right there for sure. Next thing you're going to do is, now dying for the legs, you're going to go ahead and spin the whole body around, twist it like this, and then we want to go ahead and open up the bottom, which are actually the doors from the rear of the feet, like so. Next, you're going to go ahead and bend this down, and you're going to go ahead and turn the feet, or you say the whole leg area like this. And do the same thing. Go ahead and bend it down. All right, there we go. And pull this up like this, okay? Now, the next part is you're going to bend the middle part and the waist part like this, okay? So you can kind of see he's kind of like in this little elf shape. And the next thing is you're going to bring the arms back that you just did. Bring the arms back, and you're going to actually peg this right here. It just actually pegged. Let's see if you can see that right here. So here, right here, this peg is going to go to this peg right here, and it's going to go join. And you can hear that snap right there, the nice snap. I do find that this Bumblebee is a really, really good, you know, design for its transformation. It didn't actually have to, you don't actually have to have too many points to actually transform him into his car form. So you're going to do this other side as well. All right, next, okay, if you see, so now you got him here with both sides, and bring the legs forward. All right, so legs go forward, and what you want to do is bring the wheels out like this. There we go. Wing legs out, and the front is going to come together, and you want to go ahead and just slowly peg and tab. So there's 2 pegs in the front, 2 tabs right there. Push it in, okay. Bring the side, and there's also a peg over here on the side. If you look at that, there's a peg for the door that goes into the side of his leg, okay. Really, I find this is a really easy transformation. It's really just a nice, good, tight fit right there. And these, okay, I didn't find actually any pegs. I know there's a peg right here, but actually it does not actually peg inside one of those. It actually just stays like it as it is. Now, the last step before to finish its transformation as car mode is to go ahead and use these 2 hole slots to go ahead and put into his hands as if he was actually just holding his hood together. So there we are. So I'm going to go ahead and you can see from here, you just push this in gently so that it pushes down the roof, and then there you are, pushing in slightly, just like so. So he's holding his back together pretty much, and everything is all done. I really think, you know, this is a really clean transformation. There's not too many gaps. I mean, you can see there are of course seam lines, but that's natural for a Transformer figure. But there it is right there. There it is. All done. And the same thing is pretty much with Bug Bite. They are fully transformed into their vehicle mode, and you can see pretty much it is not much of a difference other than, of course, one is a Volkswagen Beetle and the other one is kind of like a sports coupe. And you can take a look. There's the Autobotic insignia for Bumblebee as opposed to the mercenary insignia for Bug Bite. Also, keep in mind, I had mentioned that there is actually an additional peg over here on the back where he can actually add another weapon, and you'll see that a little bit later, and this one does not. But just all in general, I really do like this Bumblebee. I mean, it's a very good representation of the original G1, even before the Netflix came out. I just think that this has really done a good job. The wheels are pretty smooth. The transformation is really smooth. Everything, I mean, if it added actual rubber tires, that'd be fantastic. That'd be fanatical. But I understand that you're not going to go superly that way. But really, just a good feel on this car. And I hope, you know, pretty much that they take in consideration more, more types of ingenuity with this type of figure, because it was really a clean and easy way to transform. There was, like, you could say a little bit stress-free, but then again, I'm one of those very simplistic people who don't want to have like an incredibly difficult transformation. I know some of you want to challenge yourselves. Myself, I'd like to just keep peaceful and happy and not have a lot of frustration. And as far as their ability to roll, you can see right there, you know, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Their rolling is actually not too bad. We'll get a better shot in a moment. Mention again that there is an alternative weapon mode when they're in vehicle mode, and you're going to take their main weapon. We're going to use Bug Bite for this demonstration here. Go ahead and again separate all pieces like this. All pieces, I mean these little clip pieces right here for the magazine, get separated. Now what you're going to do is, the first thing, you're going to go ahead and flip open the bottom, because this back, you could say stock piece, actually opens up like so, like this in here, and you want to go ahead and peg this. They want you to peg this right here on the bottom, where you can see there's actually a little peg, and it goes in here like this right there. Like this right there. And these two right here, there's actually 2 pegs that actually can go into the pivots of the back on the side. Let me see if I can get that inside. All right, so there you go. So these 2 get pegged in the front. sorry, in the back, and this single peg goes in there. Next, you're going to have these side pieces right here, and these side pieces are going to act kind of like skis, because in some form, I remember when in the Generation 1 cartoon, I do remember there was a part where Bumblebee himself was actually just using it as jet skis to go in the water, because that was their amphibious mode. Let me see if that fits in just a bit. Again, you're actually putting it right there in the front. In the front. So there goes one. And we'll go through another. Alright, so make sure we got both sides inside. Alright, there we go. Okay, there it goes. Both sides right there, skis. And finally, you want to put the weapons. The weapons are going to go on the side. So what you're going to do is you're going to look for this little peg right here. Sorry, if you can take a look. Let me see. All right, you're going to look for this little peg right here. That is actually going to go to this peg. Let me see if I can get a better camera angle. It's white, so it's not difficult. So this one right here is going to go into the handle. There's actually a small little peg in the handle, and you're going to go ahead and add it in just like this. All right, let's go ahead and slap that in. And the same thing with the other side. Slap in the peg. And finally, again, it is completed where you can go ahead and have him with his weapon form while he is in car mode. You can say this is that kind of James Bond supercar, except of course this is a Transformer, not 007's car, not by all means. See, there you are. Both cars have the very, very similar, different type of weaponized car mode. Both of them on the bottom. All the slots are completed. You got the skis over there in the front. Same goes with Bumblebee. Yeah, it is really a nice feature. I'm just loving this more and more when I put this transformation together. I really do hope a lot of other figures that come out with in later lines, especially with the next series coming out, has like this kind of ingenuity to it. It's for me. I just love having these different this freedom of trying to weaponize your Transformer any way you like. The instructions actually show also a second way of trying to weaponize him in car form, and it actually it's a little bit more tricky. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and remove the back top like this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Make sure this is taken off first. All right, I'm going to have to fast forward through that. The back off. Remember to gently do it because you don't want to actually wear down the holes in the handles. So when you do your transformations back to car mode or whatnot, or back to robot mode, be careful when you do try to unhinge them from the hands. And the next part you need to do is basically raise his arms up like this. So basically the arms, they require you to raise them like this in the back. Okay, so it's kind of like back like this. And this time you're going to bring it down. So it kind of, instead of being under the car, it's kind of over the car, right? Just like this kind of reverse part right here. And then finally, you're going to go ahead and unpeg this part right here, the black part. Go ahead and unpeg this black part so it's now standing this way, and reattach the hood, the back top, and just have it so that it is pegged in from the top. And be careful again when you place them inside not to put too much pressure. So you kind of see that it's like a back canopy is actually open, even though this is not really a convertible. And the last part it wants you to do is just go ahead and attach the end of the bazooka right here, the little hole slot right there, goes right here into this back part where the peg goes into his actual back when he's in robot form. And this is a different kind of car alt mode where he's got this kind of like, well, super, they ask you to do this super bazooka form. I would love to see this later on. I hope this is a transformation that he makes when he is in the next part of the generation for the Netflix. I really want to see this. This is actually pretty neat. This is again going way beyond the, James Bond. It's almost kind of like going into the James Bond 2099 or 3000 universe. And if you want to just do the same thing, you can. However, again, there is actually a slot here on the top, so it's not necessary to go through that form. You can if you want, but actually this peg right here can actually go into the top right here. And just to demonstrate, it's just like you can actually, I'll just go ahead and take Shockwave's gun, and you can see right here, I can stick this on the top. And again, this is the whole point. You can mix and match your Transformers with the weapons. Here, let me go ahead and take... There we go. Take Megatron. There we go. We got to put Megatron. Megatron's gun right there. All right, right there. Check it out, everyone. Here he is, Megatron. And, you know, we're going to come in and boom, boom, boom. Actually, that's a bad thing. Okay, we got Megatron and we got Bumblebee. And we're going to see who's got the better blaster. We're still in vehicle mode. Let's give some comparison to the other Siege class cars. Over here, you can see on the left of Bumblebee, it is RC. Then followed by Optimus Prime, looking at the side view right there. Let's go and see if we can do a better side view. There we go. And on the other side of Bug Bite, you have Nightbird, and you also have the Netflix version of Megatron right there. So if you're looking at it comparatively, they're almost okay. The side scaling is okay. I wouldn't say it's the greatest. I do sometimes think to myself, Optimus could have been a bit bigger actually in terms. However, if you want to scale him, let's go ahead and scale him really side by side. Roughly, yeah, you could say it's about correct. If he had his trailer truck, which I don't have, actually I don't have the trailer version of Optimus, it's okay. However, I do find this is interesting where RC, it looks like she is a little bit longer than Bumblebee. And then, of course, you have Nightbird right there. Nightbird right next to Bug Bite, also a bit more lengthy. I can't believe the females are actually bigger than the males. And then, of course, who we have over here towering, we got Megatron, and he is, of course, the largest out of the whole class, if you can take a look, because he's just a massive tank that just blows everything else into destruction. We got a fierce battle going on with Optimus Prime wielding two blasters, going all John Wick on everyone. Here we have Nightbird. She's poised at just taking out Optimus Prime in the shadows, followed by RC. RC is trying to protect the leader there, and we got Megatron. He's just vicious there, trying to shoot down, but where is Bumblebee? Hey, where's Bumblebee? Whoa! Check it out. There's Bumblebee. And there is Bug Bite. Oh my goodness. It looks like the Titans are using the bugs to fight each other. Oh my goodness. Who's going to win this one? Is it going to be the Decepticons or is it going to be the Autobots? Check it out. Hey everyone, I hope you all liked the review. I hope this gave you a better insight whether or not you all decide to purchase this version of Bumblebee from the Netflix or even the Bug Bite, whether or not these are a good figure for your collection. Overall, I can say that just by handling it, transforming it, posing it, all the accessories, it is really almost like you could say an 8 out of 10 easy for this figure. I mean, if you want a good representation of the Generation Bumblebee in this kind of series, this is definitely one of the better ones to get, and I can't really see much more than the fact that it's easy to transform, it's got so many good accessories, the joints are tight, not loose, it's got good flexibility and posability. I mean, it's really a lot more than what you're getting for your money. Honest to God, it's really something that I would recommend for sure to finish off your Generation 1 collection in this first Netflix series. However, again, some of you might disagree, and that's completely fine. That is, again, this is just my opinion and my depiction on it. This is exactly why I wanted to get this out so you all can at least see just a quick glimpse before yours arrive, or if you have yet to purchase it, you can get it when it does come to your country. For I myself, I think they're both actually pretty neat to have, and it'll just be good to add to your collection whatsoever. But then again, don't take my word for it. Just wanted you all to get a sneak peek, and this is what these reviews are for. Therefore, you to make a decision whether or not you want to add this to your collection. Keep that in mind. It's not there to be like, oh, you got to trust me, believe me, or whatnot. Look for the video yourself, look at the pictures yourself, see what you think, and then you can decide. And I hope this helps you out immensely. You'll also know that I didn't put much more emphasis too long on these videos now because I've got a whole lot of things I need to review quickly, because I know that a lot of this stuff is coming out soon, so I want to get it out to you all so that you can make a decision before you buy, or if you had a pre-order or whatnot, especially for the exclusives. My next up video, just to let you know right away, is going to be the Gigawatt. That's right, it's going to be the Back to the Future Gigawatt Michael J. Fox. Oh my goodness, we're going to go back to the future, so you're going to be seeing this next. Afterwards, I plan on doing the down, 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 down. Oh my goodness, yep. this is going to be a very interesting one. Top Gun Maverick. Okay, if you all have already pre-ordered, have not, wait till the review comes out and I'll let you know whether or not you want to go ahead and do that pre-order. But if you have already pre-ordered, no big deal, it's still okay. And probably also, I want to get out this Netflix box. This Netflix box here, I just picked this up virtually today, and by the way, it's not Ultra Magnus, okay? It's not Ultra Magnus. I got this guy because if you have a look, you know it's not Ultra Magnus. In fact, the reason why I got this particular bot, and I won't mention his name, okay, but I know you all know who it is, and I know you all want to see what's inside. I got this one because I actually don't have an Optimus trailer for the War of Cybertron. So I need to have one trailer, so why not just pick up this one, right? Any case, so this will be down the lines. I'm going to try to dish out these reviews a little bit quicker than normal, so I apologize. It's not going to be the same oomph because I want to get them out in times before you all decide to make your purchase if you haven't already. Thank you for all watching, and please, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe if you want to see more of these type of reviews or things that go around here in Hong Kong, or you want to just see daily things that I do that are really goofy all the time. You can also subscribe if you like, huh? See you all on the next video.